Storytime with Herbal Roots zine. I'm Kristine Brown, and today I'm going to read to you a story I wrote for my magazine Herbal Roots zine from issue number 61, Yearning for Eucalyptus. The name of the story is called The Aborigines Discover Eucalyptus. I just love the smell of eucalyptus, don't you? Have you ever had a vapor rub salve rubbed onto your chest to help relieve congestion? Or held a menthol eucalyptus cough drop in your mouth, enjoying the feeling of your sinuses opening up when you're all congested? Did you know that you can add eucalyptus to a bowl of hot water to create an herbal steam to help open up your sinuses? On the same vein, I love to hang a bunch of eucalyptus in the shower to release the scent during a hot shower. These are a few ways we can call on eucalyptus to help us when we're ailing. Today's story, The Aborigines Discover Eucalyptus, is all about how eucalyptus was granted the gift of healing from Mother Earth. Back in the beginning of time, Mother Earth was attending to her children, all the plants and animals that lived across her broad belly. Being a bit of an artist, she liked to create different scenery which required different plants and animals to live in the climates and landscapes she chose. During this particular time, she was working on an interesting scene. She called the area Terra Australis Incognita, which was Latin for unknown southern land. Later, the humans that roamed Mother Earth would shorten and rename this land Australia. This land had lots of hot, dry areas, and all of its edges were completely surrounded by the vast oceans. Mother Earth felt this area to be especially special, so she went about placing plants and animals upon it that were not found anywhere else. The majority of the trees she placed on the land were very similar, though they varied in size, flower color, and leaf shape. They loved the hot, dry terrain and thrived. Most of them were eucalypts. Their flowers had beautifully long stamens of white, cream, yellow, pink, or red, and petals of green. The Aborigines of this land adapted well. They used many herbs for medicine, such as lemongrass for coughs, colds, diarrhea, and fevers, tea tree for wounds and insect stings, northern black wattle for aches and pains, and snake vine for stings and headaches. The Aborigines did not have medicine bags, so they relied on their plants to be growing year-round, which in their climate was easily done. They searched and tried out new plants to heal all their illnesses. Most Aborigines were very healthy, and few ever had any respiratory problems. However, one spring was damper and colder than usual, and many of the Aborigines came down with respiratory infections. They tried out various plants such as denhamia, pemphis, conkerberry, and blackwood, but nothing helped their ailments. Their infections worsened and worsened. The eucalypts noticed this and called on Mother Earth. "Mother Earth," they pleaded, "these people have been so good to your land and to all the plants and inhabitants. They are ailing from the cold, damp season we're having, and they have no plant that can help them. We want to help. Could you please give us the power to heal them?" Mother Earth was proud of her eucalyptus children. "Indeed I can," she replied, stroking their leaves fondly. As the sun set, she sprinkled stardust over the trees. The next morning, as the sun rose, the leaves of the eucalypts sparkled from the leftover stardust, which began to fuse with the leaves, creating oil glands. The sap rose up from the roots of the tree, bringing oil into the leaves. The oils began to heat from the sun, and the scent wafted through the air. The Aborigines smelled the curious scent and wandered over towards the trees. They looked around, but they could not figure out where that scent was coming from. They reclined under the trees, collapsing from exhaustion and sickness, but breathed easier among the scent. The trees got together and whispered amongst themselves. "It's helping," they exclaimed, "but we need to do something else to get their attention so they discover our leaves." They thought to themselves, and finally one eucalypt said, "I've got it. As our flowers start to open, we can pop off the petals so they will fall to the ground. Perhaps the Aborigines will look up and notice our leaves." The other trees agreed it was a great idea, and so as their stamens grew, they pushed their petals and stamens off, hurling them to the ground. The Aborigines looked up and noticed the beautiful flowers and noticed the scent was stronger. One Aborigine grabbed a handful of leaves and smelled them. Excited that he could smell the strong scent from the leaves, he collected as many as he could and returned to his village. The Aborigine made a strong tea and began sharing it with the others who were sick. Soon, through breathing the steam and drinking the tea, everyone was feeling better. From that day on, eucalyptus became a part of their everyday medicine. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you'd like to learn more about eucalyptus, you can find the Eucalyptus ebook in my shop. I'll put a link in the description below. It's also a part of my year-long course, The Next Step, which features 13 herbs over the course of a year. It's a fun way to learn about the medicinal uses of herbs. Thanks for visiting Herbal Roots Zine for Storytime, and I'll see you next time.